Welcome everyone, this is Paul Nunn, your beach realtor. Today I'm at one of my favourite spots in Myrtle Beach, the Marina in Grand Dunes. Behind me you see a little secluded pool bar where you just might find me from time to time, which is also actually open to the public. And whilst you enjoy your fruity cocktail at the bar, you can be soaking up these gorgeous views of the waterway. The Intracoastal was opened in 1936 for commercial boats. But as you can see, it's now a playground for pleasure yachts and jet skis. In the background, the Marina Inn, which has been open for sunseekers since 2006. In real estate, when I get a call from a new client for the first time, I know one of the questions is going to be,
can you just tell me how much it's going to cost?
Even though that is a very stressful subject and indeed a very valid question, it's a hard one for one to approach. First of all, every client's personal circumstances and finances are different, and everyone's buying transaction is vastly different from the last one. So, before we get into this, I would like to give you a few words from our legal department. Thank you, Paul. Here in this video, we offer a general guide based on personal real estate experience. It's offered in good faith and aims to be a truthful presentation. Also, this video offers guideline figures to help you make better judgments for yourself in your next property transaction. We thank you for your understanding. In a moment, I will go through the fees involved in buying a home in South Carolina. But there are lots of professional people out there, including me, that will take the time to talk to you about their role in the process and the fees. All this in the good faith that one day you may employ their services when you finally go to buy a piece of property. So don't be afraid. Call an attorney, call a home inspector, call a mortgage officer, such as this one.
Thank you, Paul. I'm Jim Condravy, Vice President Mortgage Lending with Rate in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'd be glad to answer all your mortgage and financing related questions. You can reach me on my cell phone at 215-821-5535. Thank you.
People, there are lots of good guys out there, just like Jim, that are willing to advise you and make your home buying experience an easier process. So, just what are these expenses? So let's start with
earnest money.
Here in Myrtle Beach, as we have an incredibly low average sale price throughout the town, earnest monies are around a low $500 going up to $5,000. But a general rule of thumb, wherever you are, is no more than 1 to 1.5% of the asking price listed. Unless you are making an offer in an extreme seller's market where multiple offers are commonplace. Therefore, it may be in your interest to make your offer stand out. Now, as earnest money is a kind of good faith money of sorts, the higher the earnest money dollar amount that you put into your sales contract, well, it does tend to appear that you are more serious about buying the property and that you, not the other 5 or 6 other offers, have every intention of going through and closing on that property.
Down payment.
Now, down payment. Generally, the down payment is dictated to by the type of loan you get from the bank, or sometimes it may be the risk that you appear to be to the mortgage company. But on the upside of this, mortgage officers have some very creative ways of lowering down the payment. Some loans, like a VA and an agricultural loan, can require just 0% down. If you can qualify for an FHA, you might be looking at a low down payment of 3.5%. Generally speaking, if you walk into a mortgage company and ask about a conventional loan, it will be required that you put down a 10% of the asking price as a down payment.
Closing costs.
Okay, let's talk closing costs here in South Carolina. Well, these fees commonly include, but not limited to, attorney fees, appraisal fees, prepaid insurance, prorated property tax, and with the new DOJ ruling this past June, you may find yourself paying for the buyer's side brokerage fee. A mother load of these fees will pertain to your mortgage. These will vary by type of loan and special circumstances. Credit report fees, appraisal fees, as of doing this video, should be around $500 to $600. But as a general guideline, your closing costs will be around 3 to 3.5% of the money loaned. Hey, why don't you ask your mortgage officer? He should be able to give you a good faith estimate of these said fees. All of these mortgage fees won't apply if you're lucky enough to be paying cash. If this is the case, you'll probably find your closing costs will be under 1% of the total sale. Now guys, I can send you a list of questions that you can ask an attorney upon the first contact. So email me at the address below or PM me. But in the first instance, always ask attorneys for a fee sheet just to get the ball rolling.
Home inspection.
Home inspection. The cost of a home inspection varies from $250 way up to $800. Please guys, don't be frugal. You do get what you pay for. For I know a good inspector has saved me personally from getting involved with the totally wrong property at least twice. So ask your inspector how they inspect the roof, for example. Do they go under the house if it has a crawl space? In the long run, a knowledgeable, thorough inspector is worth paying for. Actually, another great idea is to ask for a previous report that the inspector has done on a likewise house. Look through the presentation, see if it is easy to read. Does it highlight the problems that are your main concerns? If there's one thing I've learned from this business is that every inspector has a different presentation and a way of going about the inspection itself. I've seen some inspectors turn up at a property with technical tools that blew my mind, and others that just turn up with a ladder, a pencil and a pad.
Home warranty.
Hey guys, let's talk about home warranties. In a nutshell, a home warranty is a residential service contract that covers the cost of maintaining the household systems or appliances for a set period of time. Home warranties are not essential at all on a property, but are a very attractive proposition to a buyer, especially when a seller may throw one in with the purchase price. Actually, home warranties are sometimes offered with the listing and paid for by the seller, especially where condos are concerned. In a buyer's market, you could also use this as a negotiation tool. So ask the seller to buy one for you. Costs are from $300 to $900. This is ranging from a very basic policy to a lot broader coverage policy. Home warranties do offer peace of mind. For instance, if you're purchasing an older home where you might foresee a lot of electrical or appliance problems coming up in the near future, HVACs might be dated, roofs might be worn, etc. This, guys, is where the home warranty is worth its weight in gold. But like every other industry, there are a lot of good guys and a lot of bad guys. But always check the fine print. Make sure what is covered and what is not to avoid disappointment later. Well, here we are approaching the end of this video, and I wholeheartedly hope it has opened your eyes and indeed educated you on some of the finer points involved when purchasing property here in Myrtle Beach or indeed South Carolina. Please leave any comments below. Please email me with any real estate questions you have. Meantime, if you've watched this video until this point, then obviously you're going to love all the other videos on my channel. So be kind to yourself. Press the subscribe icon below, and while you're there, like this video and show me how much you appreciated it, as I appreciate you guys for being my audience. Remember, keep that dream alive of that coastal lifestyle you've always promised yourself. And with that said, from the Marina Inn Poolside Bar, cheers everybody.